La 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 la. And we're back again with the Goods fam on Twitch with Philly Good. Right now we're going over the MPCX Bible. And today we are on chapter 10, creating instrument melodies and chords. If you want to follow along, if you have the MPCX Bible. If not, you can just try to follow along by watching on your screen, alright? So yeah, please follow, subscribe, and hit the notification button to let you know that our next stream is coming up, and we're here every day from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time with the MPCX, right now with me, Philly Good. Alright, just going to jump in the chat. If you could throw something in the chat today during the stream, that would be appreciated. My goal is to get 5 people chatting at once, so let's see if we can do that today. Alright. Alright, so I'll get my MPCX started up here, and I'll turn on the speakers so we can get some sound. I'm going to load up my first project as we were following along from last time with the same folder, same file. It's all in the tutorial files with the MPCX Bible. So if you have that, please load it up and you can follow along. Alright, so we're going to be doing tweaking your preset. Try and go back to where we were when we left off. Hopefully it starts up on that page, on that screen. Please jump in the chat if you can, whoever's watching. It would be super cool to get 5 people chatting at once and hit that milestone. That's my goal for today. Please help out if you can. Shout out to DJ Whisper 1984. Check out his show on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m. playing music. He's DJing, of course. And yeah, check out Summer Dawn. Her show is pretty cool too. Her stream, I should say. It's taken a minute to load up today. Sorry about that, guys and girls and whoever's watching. Tweaking your preset. So the Rhodes sounds pretty good, but let's try tweaking it to get it a unique character. Head over to Program Edit. I'll head over there as soon as it loads up. Oh, good morning, Andrew. Thanks for popping in the chat. I appreciate it. How's your morning? Do you find the sound is better than it was before? I kind of repositioned the mic a little bit. If you can let me know if it sounds better, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like my MPCX might have froze here for the first time ever. That's wild. I don't know if that has anything to do with the new stuff I loaded from Splice. No, I don't think so. I don't know what to do here. If I'm supposed to hit cancel when it doesn't work or what. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. That's awesome. So it's been stuck at this 61% loading screen. I'm just gonna hit cancel because I don't want to spend the whole day sitting here. Oh, now it starts going as soon as I hit cancel. That's wild. All right. So here we are. And we'll continue from where we are. So they were like, head over to program edit. But I believe we were not on the Shadow Kit base program. Just 1 second. I'm just gonna see where we were yesterday. The roads. Interesting. I wonder if they had something else loaded up. Let me just see here. I'm gonna go to a new sequence and just take a look at the MPCX Bible tutorial files. Folder 10. Creating instrument parts. So here they have the Rhodes Chords XPJ, so I'm just going to load that up. Yeah, I think that's what they had. That's what we were playing on yesterday. So if you can load that up, makes more sense. All right. Now in program edit, for a nice mellow Rhodes sound, I think we definitely need a bit of tremolo. This will give the Rhodes that distinct moving sound. I'm just going to get a sip of water. Press the Trem Tube Chorus button at the bottom of the page and activate the tremolo panel. Either from the small LED at the top of the panel or the button on the right side of the screen. The tremolo settings are on the left hand side. Currently, the tremolo is set to sync, so it acts in time with the current sequence. It's more normal to have Rhodes tremolo running at a fixed rate. So tap on the sync button to change it to free. You can now adjust the rate manually. Try 5.20 kilohertz. I can't get it right on. It either jumps from 19 to 21 for me. Okay, well, 5.21 then. Set a depth of 70% to make the tremolo a little more obvious. To hear this in action, press play start. In fact, just leave your sequence looping while you tweak. The tremolo in electric comes in two flavors, pan and tremolo. The difference is that tremolo produces a constant change in volume instead of left-right pan. Try them both out. I prefer the pan option. I like my Rhodes to have some dirt, so on the right side of the screen, activate the tube option. The tube settings are also on this page. Let's add a little bit of drive, with a small increase in headroom and saturation. Chorus is another sweet option for the Rhodes. This patch already has chorus activated, but the mix parameter is set to 0%. So it's actually inactive. I increased the mix setting for chorus to 10%. Leaving the rest of the chorus settings as they were. Go to the bell noise screen. The bell setting controls the initial attack sound of the Rhodes. As I'm trying to create a more mellow Rhodes sound, I actually think the patch would benefit from no bell sound at all. To disable the bell, just hit the bell setting on the right side of the screen. The noise settings can be used to introduce some vintage aging to your Rhodes. I think this works really well for solo Rhodes, but not so well for chords, so I'm going to leave it disabled. But try experimenting with it to see if it works for you. Pickup envelope screen. The first button on the bottom left of the screen. Akai really have gone to town with all the type of pickup used in the Select the pickup option and turn the data wheel anti-clockwise to change the pickup type. Which gives the Rhodes a very different character. You can also adjust the height and distance from the tines. You can see the tweaked settings here. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. I'm happy with the default reverb and delay settings, but as you can see, there's options for these as well. So you content. Does it sound like a real Rhodes? Well, I don't think you can beat using samples recorded from a real vintage Rhodes, but at the same time, you can't argue with the sheer amount of tweaking options available in this plugin. Please follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to let you know when I'm doing a stream next. I'll be here every day 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is Philly Good on the MPCX on the Goods Fam Twitch. Thank you for tuning in. If you are here, please jump in the chat. I'm trying to get 5 people chatting at once. That's my goal for today. So if you could please make me happy and do that, that would be awesome. All right, let's continue. Swapping your sound source at a later date. Remember that the note events in a plugin track are just standard MIDI data. So if you wish, trigger an external MIDI sound module by changing the track type to MIDI. I show you how to set up and configure MIDI instruments in Appendix A. So if you have the MPCX Bible, it's in Appendix A. Saving your custom patch. Any custom settings you make to the electric plugin preset as saved in the electric Rhodes patch program. So when you save your project, those custom settings are saved as well. However, if you wish to reuse your Rhodes preset in other projects, it's worth saving these settings as a user preset, just like we did with the FX presets previously in the book. To save your plugin preset, hit the disk icon at the top of the screen. The default name for the saved preset reflects the original preset it was based upon, but you can give it any name you wish. I'm going to call mine Gritty Rhodes. Don't change anything else here, as the MPC has automatically picked the correct location to save this preset to. User presets are saved to a dedicated folder inside the MPC Documents folder on the internal disk. Each plugin gets its own unique subfolder. Okay, interesting. I personally don't save anything on the internal disk, but I guess that's what the space is for saving things like this. Alright, so after you press save, you'll be taken back to Program Edit with the Gritty Rhodes preset text now displayed at the top of the screen. Double tap the preset parameter and you'll find your new preset is saved in the user category. In the future, you can easily apply this preset to any instance of electric by selecting it from the user category. Select Sequence 3 Gritty Roads to hear their version. Adding effects to a plugin program. So far we've been using the parameters and effects that are contained entirely within the electric plugin itself. However, just like a drum, insert effects that can be inserted across the entire output of the plugin. In main, create a copy of our existing plugin program by tapping the program row pencil icon and select duplicate. Give it a name, Flavor Roads. What? Oh, it gives it numbers automatically. Okay. I guess it just skipped to the next one. Alright. So, you might also want to hit the solo button so that you only hear the roads in isolation. Now tap on the small eyeball icon near the top left of the screen. This reveals the channel strip, which is a mini mixer channel for elements relating to the current sequencer track. By default, the channel strip will show the mixer settings for the currently assigned program Flavor Roads, as shown at the top of the strip. The program icon shows you are currently editing a program. If the program icon isn't selected, make sure you tap it now. We'll look at some of the other channel strip settings later, so I have the right one selected there. If it's not that little box, tap on that one. Alright, so of the various parameters available to adjust here, the one I want to focus on now is the inserts box. Tap on this to take us directly to the effects inserts page for this entire program. As you can see, the top left hand of the screen now indicates we are adding effects to an entire program, Flavor Roads, and not just an individual pad. When we apply an effect across an entire program, it will apply that effects across its entire output. Double tap Insert 1 and insert an instance of harmonic, air music technology, air flavor. Now tap on the pencil icon to configure the effect. We could select one of the presets from the top of the page, but instead let's create our own settings from scratch. The timbre parameter is basically a type of amp simulation which can make our Rhodes sound as if run through a particular type of speaker or amp. Double tap Timbra to see all the available options. I'm going to choose Radio Tube 1. Timbre depth allows you to control how much of this amp simulation is preset over the original signal. Leave this to 100% for the moment. For example, just amp simulated sound is audible. The next column is the vinyl column. And you guessed it, this attempts to impart a little vinyl feel to the signal. The distortion parameter is going to give the sound that distorted vibe you can sometimes hear on old vinyl. Try 23%. Noise is simply a control of how much vinyl crackle can be heard. I set mine to 42%. In the final column, we have a flutter control, which is more of an analog tape emulation. This gives the signal a warbling sound, but I don't think this works with the Rhodes here, as this already has the pan tremolo. The flutter would just interfere. The Monify can make a stereo signal sound like an old mono recording, but this means we lose our pan tremolo, so again I'm going to skip this one. Turn off the solo. And listen to the new version of the beat. At this point, make any further adjustments that you wish. For example, when hearing the Rhodes as part of the entire beat, I decided to set timbre to 25% just to reduce the amp simulation effect. Ultimately, I felt this gave the Rhodes a slightly vintage vibe without being too obvious. Via the Sounds browser. Hello everyone, thank you for checking in. If you're here, please jump in the chat. I'm trying to get 5 people in the chat today. Anybody, please jump in the chat. Thank you very much. I am Philly Good with the MPCX, and we're going over the MPCX Bible. We're on chapter 10, creating instrument melodies and chords. Alright, adding a synth lead via the Sounds browser. The MPC also features a fully fledged synth plugin called Tube Synth, which can be used for creating synth sounds including pads, lead, bass, and effects. Let's use Tube Synth to create an arpeggiated melody line for our beat. With the Rhodes Chords.xpj project loaded, select sequence 4, which so far contains our drums, bass line, and flavor Rhodes chords. Press Track Plus to select the empty track 4. As you can see, the MPC has just adopted the track configuration from the previous track, track 3. Hence, track 4 is a plugin. It's a plugin track currently with the Electric Roads patch program assigned to it. This contains the configuration settings for the instance of the electric plugin used in track 3. So we'll need to change this to hold our new lead sound. To look for a lead sound, let's use the Sounds browser. From main, we can hit the Sounds icon on the program row. As indicated in what I just did there. Or we can use the Sounds shortcut from the pull-out menu. It's there by default. But it's possible you've since removed it when customizing the contents of this menu. In the MPC key, you can use the dedicated Sounds button. The Sounds browser is a great place to look for presets across all your installed plugins. First, tap on the gear icon at the top right of the screen and make sure you have unchecked Loading Instrument Opens Editor. Hit Close. Now tap on the Tube Synth thumbnail and you'll see the following pop up. This is warning you that the current electric program on track 4 is also used on track 3. So if you change the plugin assigned to this program, you'll also be changing the preset on the Rhodes track 3. We don't want to do this, so instead we should use a different program here on track 4. This will store all the configuration settings specifically for track 4, our lead track. So make sure you select New Program. Plug-in programs on multiple tracks. Each time you wish to set up a plug-in track, it's important that you ensure you create a unique plug-in program for this particular patch. The only time you don't need to use a unique program is when you wish to use the exact same plug-in patch on multiple tracks. For example, if you wish to create another 3 Rhodes tracks all using the same Rhodes patch, then you can happily use the same electric Rhodes patch program on all those tracks. And any tweaks you make to that program will naturally be reflected identically across all 3 of those tracks. But if one of those tracks needs a different electric preset, you'll need to create a new plugin program for that track. New patch or preset equals new program. Alright, so this will take you to the Tube Synth preset categories. Tap on the lead category. Now tap on the Jitter lead preset. This will instantly load this preset to your track so you can immediately start using your pads or attached keyboard. Now you probably already have Pad Perform enabled from your previous Rhodes course. However, when working with leads and Pad Perform, you might prefer to switch to Notes mode. To do this from the Sounds browser, simply double tap the 16 levels button. On the resulting Pad Perform pad, select Notes. Your scale settings should still be set to C sharp natural minor. If not, make sure you adjust them so that your pads are locked into a scale that matches your Rhodes chord sequence. use the octave plus minus buttons or the pad bank buttons. So the octave number shown on pad A01 is C sharp 2. To return to the sounds browser, just tap on the outer edge of the screen. Or press the 16 levels button once. Or press the sounds button the MPC key has. Now, just start tapping and previewing on any presets you wish. Each one will be loaded to your track almost immediately, so you can quickly play it with your piece to hear what it sounds like. You can use the small arrows at the far right and left of the screen to navigate back and forth through the various pages of lead presets. This is not a test. Okay, so we're gonna put it on chill out lead. Let's see, where is that? Oh, did I not choose the leads? Let's go back. Oh, I'm in there. Okay, so anyway, we're looking for the chill out lead. There we go. If you wish, you can immediately view and edit the preset directly in Program Edit. Just hit the Edit Instrument button at the bottom right of the screen. We can tweak this preset later. Let's create a lead line which we can leave playing while we tweak the sound. Using the arpeggiator to generate lead patterns. We've previously used the note repeat function to generate hi-hat patterns, but the MPC has a more advanced form of note repeat that is more suited to generating melodic lead lines, the arpeggiator. Go to Main and double tap the note repeat button. This will lock the note repeat function without us needing to hold the button down. Select a 1/16 time correction. Okay. Now press the ARP button to bring up the arpeggiator. An arpeggiator will play broken chords in time with your beat, based entirely on the parameters you set on the screen. To hear the arpeggiator in action, first tap on it Enabled at the top left of the screen and hold down the following pads together: F3, F12, and F15. Now the arpeggiator plays those 3 notes in a 1/16th pattern to match the tempo of the current sequence, which is 90 beats per minute. You can change the time division using the quantize buttons running along the center of the screen. This will also change the global timing correct setting for your entire sequence. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. If anybody's out there, please jump in the chat. I'm trying to get 5 people in the chat today. That's my goal. Besides that, please follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to let you know when our next stream is. We're here every day from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Goods Fam on Twitch. This is Philly Good, and we're learning about the MPCX, and we'll just continue on here for the this is the last 10 minutes, so we'll try and get through this. So it doesn't matter which order you hold down the notes. Once all 3 are held down, the MPC will play them in the same repeating order. You can add additional notes if you wish. The arpeggiator will just play them all in a repeating order. Tick the box that says latch notes and release your fingers so the pattern repeats without the need to hold down the pads. Scroll down and tap on the ARP pattern setting. Start turning the data wheel to listen to the different types of patterns. Set octaves to 2. This adds a second octave to the same 3 notes. The variation parameter changes the way the 2 octaves interact with each other. Experiment with the note length parameter. Shorter settings give more staccato, popping sounds, while longer settings give a more lazier feel. The swing parameter can be used to match any swing you might have added to your drums previously. To record an arpeggiator pattern, simply hit record and play start and record your sequence as you normally would. Load up leadsound.xpj. And hit play start. This is an arpeggiated pattern they created using F3, F12, and F15 with a random arp pattern and a note length of 27%. Instead of latching the arpeggiator, they held down the 3 pads and released them at the end of every 2 bars to avoid a completely repetitive pattern across the whole beat. Now go to grid view. Here you can see the events added to the sequence by the arpeggiator. These are just standard sequencer events and can be edited as needed, just like any other events. So I think we'll leave it off there for today, and we'll continue tomorrow at that spot. Subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know we're here when our next stream is. So we're here every day, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Goods Fam. This is Philly Good on the MPCX. You can follow along by getting the MPCX Bible as well. Please tell your friends that have an MPC or an MPCX that they can, I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you, Andrew. Check out DJ Whisper 1984 tonight at 8 p.m. And if you can just jump in the chat, please, please, please. One last call. I'd like everybody that is in here to jump in the chat if you can. I'm just trying to get 5 people to chat all at once today, so that was my goal. If it happened, I'm going to be super happy. So right now I'm just going to load up what we made last week on last Sunday. It was earlier this week. Just made a random beat where I put together some splice loops just to show a basic beat that you can throw together quickly. Here it is, and we'll just play that until we head out. So thank you for checking in once again. Thank you, everyone. Thanks again, and peace out.